uske wayehla ewaiting kwenzeka ntoni kuye yabona bethu kuphaya emakhaya besothi ngeke uyagula kwenzeka ntoni
I got this other time bendikwi-funeral phaa eMvenyane ezilalini so sihleli ke then at a particular time ndiphakame ndi-attend something, so this old man is asking apha kwitshomi yam hayibo udliwa yintoni so ndiyahleka kuba abantu seem to be worried about my weight and stuff.
How did it come about in the le yobumeya as an ANC member? Ungabe uyabufuna ubumeya okanye mhlawumbe uyadeploya ukuthi usideploya wena pha kule position yobumeya?
Well, to that question, my answer will be in twofold. In reality, bakhona abantu abafunayo.
Okay.
And to an extent, one of the guys, surprisingly, said in one of the meetings, ubumeya bakhe zange bunikwe because he was not an RC member.
Okay. Ubumeya bakhe.
Ubumeya bam zange ndibunikwe because I was not an RC member.
Hayi, recently uyagijima. Bam. Adibana namaphara. Kwenzeke ngawusibalisela.
No, I think it was something that was meant to. It had to happen because the route that I use, or the route that they caught me, it's a route that I normally use and I've been using for over the years.
Yes.
Because they were coming from my back as I was running towards Cedarville, and my mind quickly realized, no, I'm being marked.
When you come over 19, no one breaks again, we'll find people complaining about a small thing. Umzekelo, kuchejwa wenza ithathu yami yolala. Uba kwenzekile yachejwa, ivele ishiywe apho. Uyayibona loo nto. Mhlawumbe, is there anything that you observe njengomuntu ohambayo apha and say, hey, ingase laa nto noku ibinganenzeki? Because abantu bayakhala bona.
Well, I am a very principled when it comes to that, because umasipala wethu ke has got live councillors, because abantu they will always have attitude towards councillors, because councillors are staying with them.
Yes.
But municipality has got MM. Municipality has got line managers.
Yes.
They've got unit managers. They've got supervisors. If abantu are good, they can be used to getting things straight to the relevant person. Because if a problem with human beings, it's a problem. Once you approach me with an attitude or a confrontational approach, or an approach that shows but you don't have confidence, but I'll provide a solution in this thing. Well, we are not going to solve it.
Yes. Alright, masibulise kwakhona ke babukeli be-Informa Digital TV siphinde sangena kwakhona. Sithi ke wena mntu ungeka subscribe kule channel, ka subscribe channel yethu the Informa newspaper ku YouTube, ube yimember nje yayo le channel ukuze ikwazi into kaloku ikhule nangakumbi. Siyaqhubeka ke ukuphathela abantu ngabantu abahlukeneyo. Namhlanje ke siphethe yena uformer mayor waseMatatiele local municipality uMomelezi Mbedla. Akakayeki ukusebenza kwamasipala, usaqhubeka nangoku, kodwa ke sizawuva kuye ke into kokubana ingaba injani imeko yanamhlanje njengobesebenza. Duna masikwamkele dada kwi-Informa Digital TV.
Okay, phela ngibulele ngibulise kwi-viewers and your subscribers ze-Informa Digital TV. Nabo bonke abantu abakwazi ukufikelela kule platform oyicreate-leyo yoba ube nethethwathethwano okanye i-interviews with different individuals of different characters. Ndizibulisele nakwi-team yakho ndibulise kakhulukazi abantu baseMatatiele, because I think njengoba i-introduction yakho isitsho uba njengomformer mayor, I think I owe my presence here because I was their mayor from 2013 to 2016, then from 2016 to 2021. So yeah, I pass my kind regards to them, all of them.
Yes. You know, ungena apha namhlanje manje ukujonga phezulu sokwini. Uske wayehla ewaiting kwenzeka ntoni ngoku. Yabona bethu uphaya emakhaya besothi ngeke uyagula okwenzeka ntoni.
I can't. Iyathiwo lonto this other time bendikwi-funeral phaa eMvenyane ezilalini. So xa ndifika ke phaa ezilalini I become indoda elali, so sihleli ke with this old man that I won't mention and my other younger brother okanye my old friend besikhula naye. So sihleli ke, then at a particular time ndiphakame ndi-attend something. So this old man is asking apha kwiitshomi yam uba hayibo udliwa yintoni. So ndiyahleka kuba abantu seem to be worried about my weight and stuff. No, when it comes to, I think ndathatha isigqibo sokutshintsha i-lifestyle and get used to ama-habit amatsha.
Yeah.
I started being obsessed okanye falling in love with weight management around 2015 January. There is a pic or a photo endayithatha January 8th ye-ANC in Cape Town, and people were commenting by hey watyeba kangaka kwathi 10 and stuff. And also when I looked at myself, this is not right. Descenda ngusibhadladla uthini. So I took a decision then, okay, let me try to work on this thing. I control my weight.
Yes.
Well, it was not an easy thing, but I started seeing and feeling that there are results, or it's paying off. When I ran from January to December last year, and I did not less than 200 kilometers per month.
Okay.
Yeah.
So ulilonge uthi.
And I'm also managing what I eat.
Okay.
I'm also managing when I eat. Well, of course, there are those days where you will eat something knowing very well what your language. But what is nice when you are so used to workouts, once you eat something that you're not supposed to eat, you must work harder to get rid of it of your body.
Okay.
So that it doesn't find space to relax.
Okay. So lilonge, you decided to run each and every day. What decided to manage indlela otya ngayo.
Yes.
Okay, amaxesha otya ngawo.
Yes.
Okay. But you look good really. Uziva nawe ulula uphilile.
Yeah, sanity is there. There's peace of mind.
Yes.
There's a lot of confidence in me,
Yes.
in my inner peace, and the way I see the world, the way I view things. So I think it comes with that. And I think that helped me to really pay attention to this. At a particular time, I used to suffer from anxiety and stuff, and when I visit with Dr. the late, may his soul rest in peace, the only thing he advised me that I must get used to jogging and use the morning so that I get enough oxygen, because one of the things he detected in my body was that my mind is lacks oxygen. So that the best way of dealing with this is to run.
Okay, okay. No, that's good. Sifuna something nathi njengoba sinebhodi ezingaka singayilwa lebhodi ifikelele kwimeko emanagekayo.
It's doable.
Yes.
Yeah, if you look at people like Abokaya Mageno,
yes,
stuff, they used to be huge.
Yeah.
But they managed it.
Yeah. All right. Now, into endifuna uqala kuyo ke ngoxa sisuka apho recently uyagijima. Bam. Adibana namaphara. Kwenzeke ngawusibalisela.
No, I think it was something that was meant to. It had to happen because the route that I use, or the route that they caught me, it's a route that I normally use and I've been using for over the years.
Yes.
I used to run. I leave my house at 4 o'clock, run to Cedarville and stuff, and I've never experienced such a thing. So I think it's something that had to happen. But to be brief, when I passed Taylor Bequest and I crossed the speed hump and I was running towards the bridge, I felt something that was grabbing me from behind. Then my mind was relaxed and I thought perhaps it's another runner passing. But I quickly thought, no, as people were running on the road, we always respect each other. As is the Then my mind quickly realized, no, I'm being marked. So because they were coming from my back as I was running towards Cedarville, and I couldn't detect which be the pattern. But Lo on Bambileo couldn't utter a word. He just held me and I realized that I'm being marked. Then I relaxed my body and then he put me back and put me down. Then came this other one and he was very rough and using vulgar and stuff, saying bafuni phone and stuff. Then I quickly said no, phone nuts, because I'm Baboni actually. And there was something that they put here. They were saying Sobula and all those words.
Okay.
No, with my back.
Okay.
They made sure that I'm not seeing them. Yeah. But I was relaxed because I told myself, no, it's fine. This thing is happening.
Yes.
And I cannot change it. So I was relaxed and they took the phone. Then I managed to raise my head up and no, this is not a gun, but it's a hammer. I could see that it's a hammer. Then they left. When they were leaving, they walked back to town. And it's when I realized, okay, let me relax and look at them, how they walk, what they were dressing and all that.
Were they running or just walking?
They walked and took the Escom junction and they went to the trees around Taylor Bequest. And strangely, because it was around about 10 past or 5:15 in the morning, it was the Kanya, and strangely there was not even a single car that was coming from that side to town. There was only car that there's one car that passed me going the Gokstead direction when I was walking now back to town. And I was thinking to myself, what do I do? Do I go to the police station or I go? In fact, when I woke up, I told myself that I'm going to the police station.
Yes.
But when I was conversing with myself, I said, no, if I go to the police station, I know the processes there. They may take longer.
Yes.
I may get there. There is no vehicle. I may get there. I must write statements and stuff. And what I know with these boys, when they get anything, they are very quick to sell it. So I knew that because it was an iPhone, so it has got a tracker. So I needed my other phone to track it. So I told myself, no, let me not go to the police station. I went back home. I took my phone. I took my nephew and 2 guys from the neighbor, and the phone detected that my phone is 4 kilometers away. And we rushed there and we arrived where the phone was. And when we got there were other 2 guys who were running after these boys, luckily. And these guys knew me and asked me, what am I looking for there, because it was an unfamiliar spot for me. And I told them, no, I got marked, and they took my cell phone. And it was around about 6:15, 6:20. Then this other guy took his phone, called the other guy in Ngamazi. Yes, Batman was the iPhone emnyama up. And then this other guy responds with, no, you call the iPhone, you call number, but if you get a then this guy comes back to me saying, no, this can't be your iPhone, because then this guy comes out of this house. He comes to us and says, you call the iPhone if you up, and the iPhone yalo man, because he wallpaper iPhone yalo man. But I said to him, but you are lying when you're saying if it is all, because if only I'm then as an IOA, then I say he's given these boys 250 rands. Then even we have who voluntarily says these boys can't be away, they can't be far. Then us directed which house to look for them. Then we entered the house, we looked for them, and we found one of them hiding a toilet, and we engaged him, and he gave us my headphones, and we asked him what did you money when we got the money. It was no longer 250, it was 150. So and we asked him what did you do with the money. He said bills and stuff. In reality, when we may blame these boys and do whatever, but if society is not coming closer to the issue of drug dealers in Matatim, we're still going to have this problem. Because look, when you've got people who are willing to kill for a 250 or 150, who are willing to harm somebody for that. So the problem is too deep than police, unfortunately, they came when we're still dealing with the issue. And then the other one came out. Then police were insisting that I open a case. I said, no, I won't open a case because I recovered my stuff.
Okay. But Tuna, the way you reacted, you did not go to the police. To me, it says you do not have confidence to the police.
No.
What is the problem?
In Ngandweyam was more on making sure that I don't spend time unnecessarily allowing these ones to sell the phone and get rid of it. So I must quickly get my iPhone so that I track the phone. Because if I go to the police station, I know the processes. You go to the police station, one, uzofika ishift engenileyo iphumile ngeveni iphumile ngemoto. 2, you must write a statement.
Yeah, I'm phone.
Before so it's a process. So I knew that for me, the only thing I will go to the police for is to report the phone so that I claim the phone insurance.
Okay.
Not that I don't have confidence in police. I know I'm a police officer. They are also under-resourced. They are working. The police station here in Matatielo is rated number 2 in the Eastern Cape. This one. I don't know of how many police stations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's come to Momelezi Mbedla. Siyamazi thina sinangxaki naye, but khona abantu abangamazi abazobe bembukela ngubani Momelezi Mbedla. Athi ngumeya nje.
Well, I'm Momelezi Mbedla as such.
Yes.
Linye igama lami ngimthethele.
Yes.
Wasemvenyana. Ndifunde pha eMvenyana. Amabanga amaphansi ndiwenze apha eMvenyane, sub A, sub B, standard 1. Then ndaya elalini kuthiwa kusemagxeni, ndenza standard 2, ndenza standard 3, then ndaphinde apha eMvenyane ndenza standard 4 because isikolo sasemagxeni sivulwe emva kune apha eMvenyane. Apha eMvenyane is an old school.
Okay.
So imagxeni was always behind. When imagxeni was opened, apha eMvenyane was already a standard 7 junior secondary school. So imagxeni yona iqale kusub A, baphuma kusub A baya ku B. So when I joined them, they were always a class behind in terms of myself.
Okay.
When I was doing standard 2, they didn't have standard 3.
Okay.
So I knew man pass to 2. So I'm full 3 up on Then indeed I went to up on and did standard 3. They opened standard 3 around March. I came back. Then to standard 3. Then then to standard 4. Bangamvuli in 1990 standard 4. Naye apha eMvenyane and I did my standard 4 in apha eMvenyane. Then unfortunately, or fortunately for me, because to be quite honest, I didn't like ukufunda apha eMvenyane.
Okay.
So I repeated to standard 4. Then sazoqala standard 4 emagxeni.
Okay.
Then from standard 4 emagxeni in 1991 up to 1994. Because when did I pass standard 7? I passed 1994. So from 1991 to 1994, we had all the classes.
Okay.
Puma Khona eMvenyane High, I did my standard 8, 9, 10. That was summer 1997. Unfortunately for me, Utata got retrenched in 1995 in Senzo 8. So quite difficult to pursue my studies further. I became finance and then I joined the ANC clique. I joined community initiatives, summer projects, and all that.
Okay.
So that's when I became convicted that I have this love of standing for my community.
Okay.
I think it was around about 99, 2000, because 98, I tried to go to a College of Education.
Okay.
That didn't work out. Then 99, and I started being an activist. Joined the ANC clique.
What secretary for the
ANC clique. I was a branch secretary from 2003.
Yes.
Up until 2006, when I was elected to the RC of the youth league, where I became deputy chairperson. I was a deputy chairperson in that RC. I was branch secretary from 2003 to 2006. It does not mean a 10-year branch. It's 3 years. Each and every time in branch here we be AGM, because branch meetings of the ANC where you elect leadership, zibanjwa unyaka nonyaka. So I would be elected as secretary up until I became an RC member, I left the branch. Then I was the deputy chairperson. Then in the next conference, I was elected regional secretary of the
youth league
in 2009.
Okay.
Then I was re-elected in 2011. I was re-elected. I was appointed in the task team when realignment, when Mbezana and Tamangol joined us. I was elected into the task. I was appointed to the task team. Then we took the region to a conference, and still I got elected as regional secretary up until 2014 when because I turned 35 December 2013. Then I was already secretary. Then if you turn 35 during your term, you don't resign. You take the organization to the conference, then they elect no eligible
I see.
or good standing.
Okay.
So I was the secretary then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Comparing ubunkokheli then ngexesha lakho and now the same organization, wohluke kanjani?
Well, I can't really say much about ukuhluka kwezinto because ndizosounder as if ndingumuntu who wants to rule from the grave. Andifuni ukuyenza loo nto leyo. But i-organization generally, i-ANC, when it comes to its youth structures, ungaya kwi-SASCO, ungaya kwi-COSAS, we have the ANC Youth League, and also you can go to the Young Communist League. You will find that there is something that is amiss with those structures, but really I can't dwell much into diagnosing them and comparing them with us, because we were serving in our terms under our own circumstances, and this current generation is serving under their own circumstances. Of course, circumstances are not the same.
As far,
yeah.
Yes.
So you can't blame them or say, "Hayi thina sasiphetele okanye njani njani." But in reality, I've got a lived experience in the youth league, and I know the youth league, and I've felt the youth league, and I think my being more than Bandi yena khokhelana kwi-ANC, but I think I was groomed in the youth league.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, ekusukeni kwakho kwi-youth league wazongena kwi-motherboard ke
Yes.
ye-African National Congress. Unalapho ubuna iposition onayo okanye ubuyi-ordinary member mhlawumbe?
Well, the first regional conference yase-Alfred Nzo, 2012, I was elected to the REC as an additional member. It was in February 2012.
Okay.
I was an REC member then. That REC had problems, serious problems, because it couldn't take us to the next regional conference. It collapsed and it was dissolved or disbanded. And then I was appointed to task team. Then we went to a regional conference again in 2014, where I was elected to deputy chairperson Comrade Stoli. Then we went to a regional conference in 2017. I was elected to deputy chairperson Comrade Stoli again. And then 2017, round about August, September, I was elected to the PEC of the ANC. Which I served up until the last provincial conference, which was last year, 2020. It was 2022.
2022, yes.
2022 July. So I served in the structures of the ANC in that way. But currently, I'm a card-carrying member of the ANC in good standing, holding no position.
No position.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you take over Kemokuna as mayor. How did it come about in the mayor? Mayor as an ANC member, ungabe uyabufuna ubumeya okanye mhlawumbe uyadeploya ukuthi usideploya wena pha elantoni kule position yobumeya?
Well, to that question, my answer will be in twofold.
Yeah.
In reality, bakhona abantu abafunayo.
Okay.
And to an extent, one of the guys, surprisingly, said in one of the meetings, ubumeya bakhe zange bunikwe because he was not an RC member.
Okay. Ubumeya bakhe.
Ubumeya bam zange ndibunikwe because I was not an RC member. Yeah, those things happen. Yeah, you must remember, these problems of me started in the ANC immediately after 1994, and they were detected to an extent that in the conference of the ANC in 1997, in the political report, Nelson Mandela said there are people who are in the ANC for wrong reasons.
Okay.
Unfortunately, in the ANC is a very complicated organization. That's one thing you must understand. It can share when other organizations think they are like the ANC. They will never be, because it's an organization that has lived for a very long time and dealt with complicated matters. And this thing of governing, if you look at other political organizations that were formed or founded or established with the ANC in other countries or after the ANC, because I think the ANC is the oldest in Africa. Other organizations were formed after the ANC. So I think I can give it to the ANC because holding the fort from 1994 with the challenges of underdevelopment, service delivery backlogs, and people who were having high hopes, because that's a reality. They had high hopes when the ANC came in, things will change.
Yes.
There is a comedian, abantu babethumba bazawulala nabelungu then uthi lababuza ukuthi okwayibonaphi imvuka nilala nenyusi. So I'm trying to say, so coming to your question, ukuthi how did I become the mayor?
Yeah.
When we came into council in 2011, I was very naive. I was young.
Yeah.
One thing that you may not believe, both in 2011, 2016, and even now, I came into council through intervention.
Okay.
Nobody wanted me to be in council.
Okay.
More especially that one I can say it. No, to be a councillor.
Okay, to be a councillor, yes.
In 2011, I was put in the list because the ANC Youth League in the province demanded that.
Oh, okay.
Then in 2016, abantu baseMatatela, they wanted me to the district list, to go to the district, and I had accepted that. But the province now said, take this guy back, because you can't fix something that is not broken. That's when I came back. And now, 2021, again, comrades from this sub-region, they didn't want me anywhere in the list of... well, of course, I knew I can't be in Matatia because in terms of the Structures Act, I had served in terms of Zamzumbi. So they were instructed again that put this comrade back into the list. That's why. But let us go to the first question. Yes. How did I become the mayor? When we came in here, I was this naive person. I became a member of the executive committee, and when we came in quickly, you could see, because when Mizana and Dabankulu were coming, we used to have ER friends who were Imatatiela and Mzimvu.
Yes.
So when Mizana and Dabankulu were coming, there were people who saw that as an opportunity to get rid of others.
Okay.
And it was the opportunity to be things.
Were you one of those to get rid of?
No. Till now, we were the people who were contesting the process. How the process was being handled.
Okay.
So we were contesting it. We were not necessarily anti the decision of the PEC to realign because the region was still going to be realigned.
Okay.
But we were fighting the process. But coming into council 2011 May, one could realize that the people that wanted us out of the system of the ANC, they have got serious issues themselves, and they are troubling each other, and well, I could see that. Then I approached one of the communities because when we came in, there was this anti-nagging anti-nagging and stuff, and they still had these problems of dribbling each other. And I advised
Nagging by then was
he was the
MM. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Because he was employed in 2009.
And 9 years.
I say to one of these comrades, I can see that you don't want the dog to be the MM. It's fine. I don't need your reasons. But you also have these political challenges that you are not united. So you must choose. Do you deal with these political problems or deal with MM?
Okay.
Which one is important?
Yes.
Then they opted to deal with political issues.
Okay.
One of those political issues was to correct how they treat each other in terms of who must be the mayor and stuff. And then when we were working in the executive committee, there were problems in the executive committee. We were not understanding each other with the mayor then. We were always cat and mouse and stuff. Unfortunately, we were doing that naively, not understanding what we were doing was
wrong according to the organization.
Not necessarily according to the organization, but it was wrong according to the organization because when the organization has taken a decision, remember, members of the organization they must respect the decision, no matter how difficult it is, no matter how hard heavy their hearts are towards the decision, but they must accept it.
Okay.
So some of the decision you may be chosen to be something as Andile Nomabu, and we must accept you. Then you don't accept us.
Okay, then that's a problem.
Then that's a problem.
So by then, I am Umankupa.
Yes, I am Umankupa.
So why not accept Umankupa?
Well, the way we worked, we were not accepting each other.
Then you decided, well, let's remove this comrade.
Things went ugly up until we arrived at that conclusion.
Okay.
And when we arrived at that conclusion, the PEC said we must bring her back because we did something wrong and we were disciplined according to the rules of the organization, and we were charged, and we were convicted and sentenced.
Okay.
Yes.
You came back.
Then we came back. We brought Mamungupane back. She was our mayor. Then the ANC, because when the ANC took that decision of saying you are wrong how you did it, but we want to listen. What are the problems? Then they appointed a team which was led by the comrade Wanekom. It had comrade Ubeng, who was a KZN. I forgot, and it had PEC deployees in Alfred.
Okay.
Then we managed to air our views to an extent that it was the ANC that convinced Umamungupane the situation is so volatile that cannot work together as a team. Resign as a mayor, then the ANC took care of that situation.
Okay.
Then after that, I got an SMS from the then provincial secretary that if I'm quoting him, we have taken a decision to make you the mayor of Mutatiel, and there are two things that I'm requesting from you. You must desist from this behavior, IHOB behavior that
Yes.
and secondly, he's pleading with me to work with everybody and not close doors towards other comrades. And well, that was fine. Then that's when I became the mayor.
Oh, man.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now,
But to be quite honest,
yes.
I did not apply to the mayor, and it was a shock because the person that we thought he deserved, he just took a decision about where Ambe Matatela is going to Alfredo, and we were left shocked.
Who is that?
Well, it's not important.
I know Sandile.
It's not important.
Because of the unemployed and no Sandile Mangama.
No.
Why no man kupa unemployed? Okay, but so it has no man kupa. Usandile kutwani unemployed.
No. That's not true. Sandile became a regional chairperson of the ANC in 2012, which was then in 2013 he was elected in the BEC, and he became PwC member of the ANC. And then in that process, it's him. Remember, it's him who took a decision to go to Alfredo and be the Speaker of Council.
Okay.
It's himself.
Okay.
Because he was in the ANC, he was in the PwC, he had a role to play. So he took the decision himself.
Okay.
And even that, even ourselves, that shocked us. We couldn't plot something. We were very close with him. We were very fond of him, and we still believe that had all other things not happened, he would be very far, because he's a very capable comrade.
Especially with Karales,
well, I can't say why Jongela cool, but I'm saying as a leader and person of the ANC, he's very capable.
Okay.
It's a capable comrade.
Okay. Now, the other thing, apart when with politics, you became friends with two guys. You were very close, politically and otherwise. I even gave you the name, the Three Musketeers. How did you meet?
Well, where you are wrong, it's when you are saying we're friends. In my life, throughout, I've got one friend. He's from Benyane. This friend of mine is a friend of mine because he was left with me when our common friend was born again and wabamuzalwane. So was Shia Tina behind. So we were friends from then.
Okay.
So that's my only friend.
These two
So comrade Ungenela is my comrade.
Okay.
Let alone that Upina Bengumzala.
Yes.
Comrade Pulelo is my comrade. We worked with Pulelo from 2005 when we first met in the ANC.
Okay.
So I have known him from 2005. And it's not that, it's a lie that our relationship has always been like that of friendship.
But you were close?
We related well. Our politics related well.
But solo sinibona nino bathathu amaxesha amaninzi apho khona uMomelezi ukhona uPhulelo.
For example, when I go to Wembley, I will find you with Pastor Mzuzana and
Yes.
I can't say you are friends. It's because you relate well. There are common issues that you relate with.
Yes.
But I can't say you are friends.
Okay.
So what made brought us together closer was that we were working in the one institution, which is Matate Local Municipality.
Yes.
We were young, we were comrades.
Okay.
That's how we related.
So you can't say you were friends.
I know.
You were not friends.
No, we're not friends.
All right. But you are far apart.
Because friendship, it's something that lasts for ages.
Mhlawumbe only the abandonedness where they were friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
So friendship, it can't be related to that. We related because we were close, we were comrades, we were young. So our language, our energies, because and how we saw things and the speed we would run with something as Fumelanangai, we would run the speed as he wants because we were all young and we were adventurous. Like we didn't have this fear of saying no, let's not do it. If we agree that no man, let's do it this way, we will do it that way. So that brought us together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then the low relationship ngoku itheni yaphela mhlawumbe akusekho okwakuthethwa man into ethile silungisa kanjani because we're still in the same organization and nibasemantatiyela nonke.
I'll make an example.
Yes.
In 2005 there was in fact in 2005 President Mbedla removed President Zuma from his cabinet as a deputy president. Then there was a rupture in the ANC. There was 100% Zuma, 100% Zulu boy, and all that. It came. But if you see the ANC now, the people were saying 100% Zuma, 100% Zulu boy. They are insulting Zuma. So in the ANC, you relate with a comrade because at that particular moment, your views and the way you see things,
Okay.
but it does not necessarily mean when you don't see eye to eye or when you don't see things in the same way, you are enemies or the relations have broken. No, they are not. So when I meet with Comrade Puliano, I see him every now and then. I see him and I greet him, and we laugh. We reflect on where we come from, and then we pass.
Even now, we're still doing the same thing.
Like I said, a relationship it's complicated because he's a comrade and yet he's my cousin.
Okay.
And my international cousin because they sometimes get excited and think it's about nepotism and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We relate because Umgenela and my mother's family are the same clan.
Oh, I see.
Mama was Mvenyane, Ekiwe, Umgenela ngwasepifana. Umalume wami ngunyaniso Umgenela. Umzala wami if bekuthiwa ndingumlungu usibongiseni ngeyithi. Umgenela ngokamalume usikhumbuzo because umalume usikhumbuzo ukayise kamama. Umalume usikhumbuzo we related very well because everybody wakwamgenela malume wami okula age group kamama. So as black people we're unlike Indians that they will share the same surname. Thina surname
Mohammed.
Surnames they would share the same surname but they're not related.
Yes.
So black people unomapunga ubhele.
Yes.
Awungumaqashana. But awufike eMvenyane ubona amabhele angomaqashana.
Sibabane
Uzawuba libhele. Uzorelate na.
Okay.
So that's how we relate.
Okay. All right.
As my cousin in that fashion.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, uthatha umasipala ke ngoku.
Yes.
What was the first challenge when taking the municipality, the Matatela local municipality, as a mayor? And we regarded you as the youngest mayor in the whole of South Africa then. Challenge wakufaneka ujongene nayo lo masipala.
Well, the challenge asinayo kuqala it was the model funding when it comes to because Masipala is a small municipality. Relies heavily on grants, and people who have were getting impatient with waiting for issues like electricity, roads, fixing of potholes, and all that. And it was worse with the electricity because when we came in, only 9 wards out of 24. Not necessarily bazinombane zonke. There's also of Manswa in one village, in the whole ward, or 2 villages, they've got electricity. Only 9.
Okay.
Then you minus 9 from 24. The rest didn't even have one single household.
Okay.
Electricity. So people were very impatient. So that was the first challenge. And another challenge was to depoliticize the institution. Because when we were fighting with, as comrades, saying this is not supposed to be like that and stuff, those things they get down to the administration. It's either they will be demotivated or immorally low. So I had to make sure that everybody feels we part a solution, because I'm not can't be the solution.
Okay.
So we those were the challenges. But as long as critical, it was the service delivered by But we managed.
Do you think you delivered?
Well, firstly, I've not mali Mbedla that I took and did things for the community. I cannot say I delivered, but the only thing I can say to you is that I sleep peacefully at night. There are things that I'm very proud of myself for having achieved, because managing an institution like that one, it's very complicated. To take services to the people and make sure that the institution remains cultural, having its own culture and its own behavior.
Yes.
It's something else. So when it comes to saying, do you think you have delivered? I'll allow history to judge me. Yeah.
Because I remember lecture lakho enye izinto ndikhumla into yokubana wawungoyiki kuyofeyisana necommunity. Xa i-community sithi apha siyadoyitoya ngokuya protest i-community, wena wawungoyiki, you would go there and talk to them. But they are still complaining even today after iminyaka sohambile. That is why ndibuza into yoba, do you think you delivered in terms of the services? Because eyona nto ujongene nayo kakhulu indlela, umbane, zezona zinto ezo obujongene nazo kakhulu.
One, let's come to the issue endlela.
Yes.
The most problematic roads that we have in Matatiele are the provincial roads. And unfortunately, they are not the responsibility of the municipality, but that of the provincial department of transport. Unfortunately, when people protest or raise issues, the first point of call is the ward council and the municipality. And the municipality must go there and address the issue. Invite the MSCs, invite the department, if it's about the school, if it's about the road, and that.
Okay.
But when it comes to electricity, when I left office,
yes,
there was not a single village that was not covered with electricity, basic infrastructure. The only villages that we had are the villages where you will electrify here, then when you have passed that area, then mushroom a new village.
Okay.
So, like if you drive from Khanyana Lady High School towards Tepiso, you cross the Eladonga. On your left, there is a new village there called Molweni. That village is new.
Yes.
It emerged or mushroomed after Tepiso. has long been electrified.
Okay.
And you must remember, Tsepisong, the Shomendlini, Dengwane, Lunda, and Ramshakwana, Huapa, these villages that are closer to town, they were not electrified by the municipality.
Okay.
They were electrified by ESCOM. Immediately after 1994, I think around 98, 99, 2000. Yeah.
Okay.
The idea of the municipalities or municipal, they were still being conceptualized and all that, because you remember that wall-to-wall municipalities, like municipalities as you know them,
Yeah.
they were only introduced in 2000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But what do you think must be done ngomcimbi wendlela? Because really ufumanisa into okubana nibeka ibudget apha namhlanje kuthiwa kuzokhiwa indlela ethile nethile, 3 months down the line laa ndlela iphelile baphinde bakhalaze abantu. What do you think can be the permanent solution for indlela into okubana zibe proper eMatatiele?
Well, it's not the issue of Matatiele only, I must be honest.
Okay.
Indlela, throughout our friends were warned out. The only solution I think that can work, it's national government to change the model of
Funding must be.
Yeah, or funding provinces.
Okay.
Because when it comes to roads, Gauteng province is the best when it comes to road infrastructure. But when it comes to the Equatorial Shire, they are the province that receives more than other provinces because of their population.
Okay.
So if they can change the model, Ingabi based on the population, well, even the people who are in Gauteng, they come back here, and the problem also is the amount of or the volume of traffic on our roads.
Okay.
It has gone very, very high, and the material, more especially when it comes to Matatiele,
Okay.
the material that we have in terms of gravel or sabung, it's no longer resistant to the volume of the traffic. So the climate. So the only thing that can help is when the Eastern Cape government can fight with national government and say, when it comes to the model of funding, we are suffering as the province because indlela zethu they no longer need le sabung esinaso. They need an alternative material or surfacing or some of the issues they need to be attended because njengoba usitsho indlela ziyenziwa and 3 months down the line they get washed away because of the material that we're using and the volume of traffic.
Okay. Can you say it's only those reasons or the people esibanika into mabokwenza indlela benza uphela sonwabe?
Not necessarily babenza uphela sonwabe. There's one thing also that is the problem with the PMFA and the MFMA. The one of the lowest when it goes to awarding of tenders, the lowest gets the job. That means the person is underquoting. And I remember when I was still here, there was a road, Nyanzela in 117. We had a problem with UAG, a serious problem.
Okay.
Because the person who was number one in terms of pricing, technicians and people who have skills and who understand what is needed there, they knew that the amount that the person has charged is not going to do the work.
Sure.
And they appointed someone amongst the top.
Okay, so they decided not to appoint
that one.
Okay.
So the AG came in. Why did you not appoint number one? And then our technical guy said, because the person undercoded, and we knew that they are not going to meet the requirement. So that was an issue. And UAG, their word is final because they are an independent board, they are a Chapter 9 institution. When they arrive and evaluate you, they are independent to say they are not accepting your explanation.
Even say valid lot of trouble because they think I can know one good to more take cell phone when charge.
For example, where I am now,
yes.
in Alfredo,
yes.
I'm heading a department called Community Services. You will invite people to code. For example, gear a firefighter, full gear, one person.
One person, yes.
It's around 26,000.
Then we'll go to 10,000.
26,000 from the manufacturer.
Yes.
If I take you now to the manufacturer and says we want a gear a firefighter,
yes.
the cost would be 26,000.
For Lando one.
Then you issue a tender. Then the service provider comes and says, I can buy this thing with 16,000.
16,000. Obviously, you don't need.
Because it's the lowest.
Because successful.
Not necessarily Obama because successful. They will go to Marisbeck. They will buy overall a fundamental paper.
All right. Let's come get to issue issue again in your career as a mayor. Portion as a mayor. Issue you go to Dr. Nage. Again, is a great Lamandoka. Some say, Masimtot, Ngapa, Milut, Mastonga. How did this thing started? Because the feeling getting some of your comrades would push for something to be done, whereas Umtetobena ulandeli. And then there would be some who would say, and the other would say, no, we must push and land on political land. I want to know, how did it start in Dr. Nage?
I'll just talk as a local government practitioner now, not as a comrade.
Yes.
Because I want to believe, as comrades who have laid that matter to rest. The problem started 2016, 2017.
Yes.
Remember, 2014, 2015, we got clean audit.
Yes.
2015, 2016, we got clean audit. Then 2016, 2017, we got a qualified audit opinion. And one of the reasons that we got that qualified opinion was an irregular expenditure regarding a road that was called Nome Access Road.
Okay.
What happened in Nome was that as CRB elections, IEC as the body that runs elections,
yes,
they go to government and say, we've got these challenges, we can't reach this station, we can't reach that. So IEC had gone to COCTA and other departments that are responsible. Then we were called as mayors by the then MEC, our local government, that Kasa said, there's this money as he looks there for Umaspala. Umaspala makazilungiselele because le mali asizoyinika IEC, sizoyifaka kumasipala, umasipala or procure services.
Okay.
Then umasipala wethu, what happened is that technicians is our infrastructure. Firstly, we waited for this 10 million.
Okay.
With this 1 million, it was a 1 million funding. We waited for this 1 million and waited.
Okay.
Then the chief financial officer, who was then Mr. Izelo, approaches MM, this thing of this road, elections are here in the next, in the coming closer. And if we issue a tender for this road, we will not meet the tender. Maximum is 90 days.
Yes.
And after 90 days, 90 days, it's 14 days again,
Yes.
and all that.
Yes.
Then the technicians or infrastructure went to the road, evaluated, did assessments and stuff. They came back saying, this 1 million rands cannot do this road.
Okay.
Then the person who was a manager infrastructure wrote a memo to the CFO. CFO, we will need a top-up. CFO, not approving, recommends to the MM. MM, there is this challenge reported by infrastructure.
Yes.
I recommend that you as the accounting officer, you see where we get the money. Then MM took a decision that there must be a top-up for the road to be done. Then come to the issue of tendering. The municipality did not tender. They used something that was called Regulation 32 of appointing a service provider from another government institution that is doing the same job.
Yes.
So they took a service provider. Then the AG came in saying, "Indone beyibangela uba nithathe Regulation 32 ningayi normal processes." And the municipality was explaining that we couldn't go to normal processes because the money was not in our account.
Yes.
So we can't advertise, go out on tender.
And at the same time, it's no pressure.
Yes, I say we are as bad for and stuff. So that was deemed an irregular expenditure. So when that happened, we got qualified. Then when the report was tabled into council, then you could see that there's this move of charging the CFO and stuff. CFO must be charged and stuff. And you know, I'm an open person. I joke.
Yes.
And then I joke with Dr. Nagin, but there's no way that the CFO can be charged for this because you are the accounting officer. No matter what the CFO is employed to do, but it's you who approved that this money must be used. And it's you who approved that Regulation 32 must happen.
Yes.
Then council took a decision that the CFO must be given 7 days to say why he cannot be suspended, and the MM couldn't write the letter because the MM knew that that was not the correct procedure. Then that matter was taken to there is a board in Gomaspan, disciplinary board that deals with financial misconduct in as far as municipal officials are concerned. So a matter CFO was referred there. When it was referred there, the committee found the CFO clean, and fortunately for CFO, after he was found clean, he got a job in a group and he left. Wow. How did Dr. Nagin have? So what are the attentions that the MM refused to write the letter?
Oh, very funny way.
Because umuntu ofanba asuspend
CFO.
Yes. We often babhalele uCFO. So MM does not want to write the letter. No, I cannot write the letter because the reasons are not compelling, and even the matter.
Did he advise though?
One.
Yeah.
That's one thing he was good at.
Okay.
He would never leave council without saying, this decision by council is too wrong.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Then the CFO left. But you could see that there were tensions.
Okay.
Then there was an issue of the audit committee. We had a council in Parane where just, you see, comrades, they were running the municipality through agent matters. There's an agent matter that the audit committee must be dissolved. Nalabo, the MM brought the advice that the audit committee, as a committee, is formed of individuals who are appointed individually. So you cannot dissolve the audit committee as a committee. You must deal with individuals. dismiss an individual who is in the audit committee. You
Or
can,
wenza into a
or wenza into a wrong.
Yes.
You can't say you are dissolving
the
the audit committee.
Yes.
So then it started all there.
Okay.
And it got.
Anyway, they were the by dissolve a law committee.
Yes, wrongly.
Wrongly.
Unfortunately, ANC structures came in and said you are wrong.
Was it a painful period there or because all
not necessarily ungahambisani. Sometimes you must respect processes and respect the law. Because the main issue that I had, I'm the mayor, it's me who is entrusted with supervising the MM. At least, if you've got issues with the MM, I'm the first point of call.
Okay.
And I'm accessible. I'm a member of the ANC. You can call me to the regional office. You can call me to your office. You can come to my office and raise issues about MM. And MM is accessible. I will call him, hey, Ngwenya, please come here. Because but we respected each other.
Yes.
Come here, there is this issue. There is this community is raising these issues. Fortunately, to cut the story short, they ended up suspending him. He went to labor court. He won the case and the municipality lost about 600,000. He came back. Then because the relationship we were agreeing with, they are broken, then the MEC of Okokta brought in a team that facilitated a smooth exit to the IMM. So that's how the matter was resolved.
So were you ever called by the organization to give?
I was good. There is only one meeting that I attended in Galata House where we were called by the provincial secretary with the regional officials, with the MEC of Kokta to relate the matter and inform the organization about what is happening.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we came out of that meeting and they were told that they are wrong.
I know lo mbuzo ngizobuza ngoba ngathi mhlawumbe ndiyakuthelekisa kodwa when you come Ward 19 Ward 20 umzekelo, you'll find people complaining about a small thing. Umzekelo kuchetywe wenca ithathu yami yolala, uba kwenzekile yachetywa ivele ishiywe apho. Uyayibona loo nto? Mhlawumbe, is there anything that you observe njengomuntu ohambayo apha and say, hey, ingase laa nto noku ibinganenzeki awulapha edolophini, ingase hey kwenzekani pha besingaqhelanga kuyenza ngola hlobo le nto? Ikhona nje into enjalo in your mind ubone nje hey laa nto bengafanelanga uba inje kodwa uyayibona loo nto le because abantu bayakhala bona.
Well, I'm a very principled when it comes to that because I was given an opportunity, I served, and I served until the time to go arrived. So I cannot be in a position to say this is wrong, this is right, this is not supposed to be this way. But what I normally do is when I see something that is amiss, it's either it's under LED, under community services, more especially when it comes to
Yes.
under wherever, I would pick up a phone and call a responsible person. In a particular street or particular road, there is this problem. Why are we having this crime? Then the person will give me a response and I will inform a complainant. Because another thing that abantu are not taking advantage of is that government is accessible and there is no government that must shut the doors for the people. So abantu xa bebona izinto, they have very reliable people to ask why is this happening. But the problem is that is when we get confrontational, when we confront people and show that we don't have confidence in them and act as if people are fools, people are lazy and all that. I was engaging in another subject yesterday with the public of Metatia in one Facebook page about the issue of amapolisa, why amapolisa engafuna abantu ebusuku edolobheni. Then I was engaging them. But amapolisa, they are there for crime prevention.
Yes.
And their bylaws, and they were saying, no, bylaws, they relate to liquor outlets. But the police have the responsibility to make sure that it's down, it's peaceful. So when you see people gathered and they are drinking in a public space, that's deemed to be public indecency. So, and we're engaging, and I said to the person, if you have problems with my explanations, you are free to go to the station commander or the district commissioner, general manager, or Mamkan Strong. So, Umasipala Wetuge has got leave councillors because Abantu, they will always have attitude towards councillors because councillors are staying with them.
Yes.
But municipality has got municipality has got line managers.
Yes.
They've got unit managers. They've got supervisors. If Abantu are good, they can be used to getting things straight to the relevant person. Because if a problem with human beings, it's a problem. Once you approach me with an attitude or a confrontational approach or an approach that shows but you don't have confidence, but I'll provide a solution in this thing. Well, we are not going to solve
yes.
problems. So if people can learn to, even the municipality has got a Facebook page, just write in that Facebook page, in my street, particular mention street, there is this problem. Then if they don't respond, you've got a right to take them into task. Amicable. We don't have to confront each other. We are here, and most of the staff that is here employed by the municipality, for sure.
Now you are leading a new it's a new department infrastructure.
No. It's community services.
Oh, it's community services now. Okay, I'm sorry.
I served under infrastructure from 2021 November to July. 2022.
2022. Okay, so you are no longer there now.
I'm no longer there.
Okay.
I can't be talking.
But we change that department.
Well, you see, there are challenges when it comes to infrastructure.
Yeah.
We've got 2 units, which is PMU.
Yeah.
That is responsible for infrastructure availability. Then we've got WSP, which is water services provision. That means ababa the responsibility of Kupa Amanzi as DP. So there is no synergy when it comes to how they do their work. Sometimes you find that PMU will hand over his scheme to water service provision. One is a problems because PMU once I create the project, if now I over manage one time community services, we work with the executive mayor when we're doing handovers of these projects. I think Lapeskok about 17. So I'm tasked to go to Skok and the only project. But the ISD who is working there already tells me there are problems. And just you guys in the project, you try already there are illegal connections. Amanza Apumi was the depths, and I said I'm not gonna go there.
Okay.
Fix that first.
Before I go there.
Because I can't go and abantu batambo the depth, Amanza Apumi. So I said, I can't go there.
Seemingly, in issue yamanzi, ngokuya kwami ixesha ingathi iba problem, not only in our friends or kwilizwe lonke. Is it because okanye omasipala bethu abenze proper job okanye mhlawumbi is the lack of water nje in general, amanzi ayanqaba okanye kwenzeka ntoni mhlawumbi?
If you can go to the Department of Water and Sanitation, and yes, by ibizwa ngantoni kuqala.
Yeah.
But in 2003, there is something called a National Water Week.
Yes.
It was here in Matati. In that Water Week, it was pronounced that in 20 years to come, South Africa will experience water issues.
Okay.
That was 2003.
Wow.
We have problems, Amanda.
Yes.
And what causes that is climate change.
Climate change.
Yeah. Let alone that, okay, we spend abantu who are some are not committed, some are, for example, amanzi akangaphumi, but xa ufumanisa the reasons for ukuthi amanzi angaphumi, it's not because amanzi awekho, but it's because there is that element of human negligence. Negligence.
Now, Duna, I know into okokubana ngexesha ungumeya buwakhona nasesikolweni. Because
oh well, it's something that I'm very proud of myself. In 2016, I registered with UNISA. In their Human Sciences Department, I did a course that is called Government Administration and Developmental Studies.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a bachelor's degree, which I finished in 2019. Then I was supposed to graduate 2020. Then COVID happened, but I graduated online.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mind you, it's a first of its kind, one in a degree after passing matric in 1997. Yeah. No idea. I had some personal challenges. I registered for my honors in 2022. I had some personal challenges. I had to drop out, but I have a belief now that next year I'll do my honors, which will take me, because my course, honors are corner, it's a 2-year program. So if I do them next year, I'll graduate in 2026, and then my plan is to do a new course. I'm interested more in law.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Abantwana abangaphi so far?
By 6.
6. So wambili. Okay. So bayafunda abantwana.
Well, my first 2 graduates. My son has got 2 degrees. My second born has got a degree also. And then third born just passed the matric. Then my only my daughter that I stay with now, she's doing grade 9. Then my 2 boys, the last 2 boys, which I got emphasizing on London who are doing grade 3 and grade 2.
Oh, okay. Okay. In future,
Well, in future, everything depends on God. But to be quite honest, I think in the public space, as a public official or public representative or a councillor or anything of that sort, I think I've served well, and I no longer want to stay where I cannot bring my energy. I think I'm losing energy, but I'm looking for any other thing that I can do as opinion reviver to be myself again. currently the ANC has put me there, Alfredo. I'm working and I'm working very well with my team because my department is a very big department. It deals with fire, it deals with municipal health, which is the people who are going in and out of the shops. Because some very big shops here in Matatia, when we came here, I think first week of December we're here. Big shops. They're not complying. Live with complying. Because when you get into the shop, you must see certificates there that this shop is certified to sell this, is certified to sell this, certified to do this, certified to do this. Because we even check the floors. How is the floor? How is the packing? How is the packaging? You can't big shop do that. So I've got that department, municipal health. I also have a disaster management. I also have a customer care unit. I think when it comes to our friends with this municipality staffing, I am not less than 30% in my department. The total staff, people that I work with. So I work very well with them.
Now, xa utatsha le nto yokutya umkhumbuza lokutya kutyiwa ngabantwana besikolo bade bagule ningenazitshekha lo nezilalini niyaye niyotshekha ezo zinto.
We have agreed now that we must introduce the approach of having selecting, because another thing that informs where do you go, it's resources. Yeah, money is not there. But we are pushing that next financial year, which is 2024-2025, we will be including Ilali. We will have cooperation here, traditional leaders, and another thing that we need to work with is the security cluster, because some of these guys who are in these villages, they are illegal immigrants and all that. So it's not an easy thing to do, and if a Somali guy, Ethiopian guy that is renting in your house, and Masipala comes in and says, we're closing this guy, we're shutting him off, you will be the first one who has a problem. When we're doing the work here in December, more especially in the street, what is
Station Road?
No, lift Station Road. Is it Poplar? I can't say it's Poplar. The street, old KFC and
Ichaka Street.
When you say
yes.
We found many people who went wrong, and South African who are not owning the shops, they were coming to us and saying, confronting our employees, which is wrong.
Yes,
which is wrong.
Wow,
well, you cannot say CIL for training banners or win. I'm a member of the ANC. I'm campaigning for the ANC. With its own track record, I still believe that with a correct message, the ANC will be able to convince our people to run behind it.
All right.
Well, I take this opportunity to thank you and apologize, man. I know you've been running after me, and I've been avoiding this because when I moved out of the office of being mayor of Matatiele, I took a decision that I must limit my appearance
public space,
and I must limit my experience so that I don't make people feel like, oh, you look, he's always present, he wants to be back, he wants to intercept the other comrades or colleagues. No, I didn't want that. So I decided to take a back seat and focus to our friends who were deployed and allow colleagues that are serving now to do their work without my... you see, when you are always there, you are always seen on Informer, always seen on interviews and stuff. So my interviews now, they must talk to what I'm doing, which is community services, community development services. I cannot be talking about Matata local municipality, but we did well. I remember in the last 2 years when we were about to leave, the first year we got 9 million, which was taken from another municipality in the Eastern Cape for not spending.
Okay.
The second year we got 11 million. Under my whole 8 years, we never had a single cent that returns to national treasure because we had to spend.
Okay.
Yeah, we would have some problems sometimes with Manspa. We've got service providers, this is local, and they would come in and stop briefings, stop the tender process and all that. So we had those issues, but bezingathi ezifikelele ekuthaneni sizothatha imali besikwazi
ukuthetha nabo nekwazi ukwenza imisebenzi yenu right. But i-comment yakho kugqibela man, how do you uyibona njani le nto kuthiwa community media? Ezinye oomasipala, they do not worry, they just do imisebenzi yabo without being babe no-worry into yoba kanene khona imedia apha ingasibona le nto siyenzayo. But kwixesha lakho nje lokusebenza as umeya, you've been very accommodating kwimedia, ungoyiki ukuphendula imibuzo. How do you see i-community media growing mhlawumbi kulantuka kwesi space salapha eMzantsi Afrika?
I think it helps to have the right people at right positions, because people who guide the process of communication are communication scientists, people who have been trained there. Now I worked with Miss Oletukanya, I think I worked with Untabi,
yes.
Then she left, then came Ulritu. Worked very well because she's the one who was guiding the process. Because sometimes as politicians we take the credit and forget that there are people who are behind the scenes who are driving the process. So she was the one who was driving the process. But this is how we must approach this. This is how we must approach this question. This is how we must communicate now. Now we must not communicate. And if she says we must not communicate, she has studied the environment and she could see what if you say something, we're going to spark engazoni achieve whatever that you want to achieve. So a community media has got a very important role to play, either digital or print or radio. They've got a very important role to play because your role is to inform, educate and entertain. So I think that's why I'm saying things to you. They've got options to utilize other than being angry. Because being angry at a pothole, the pothole will remain there. It's not gonna move because the only thing that is going to remove the pothole is you taking your phone or taking your car, drive to the municipality and say there is a pothole there. When is this pothole being attended? Then you get a response and you leave. But being angry, insulting people, they are fools. They can't do their work. They can't do this. They can't do this. I doubt it's going to work.
Okay. Alright, mbukeli nguye lo uMomelezi Mbedla ungu-councillor pha eAlfredsburg currently and ukhokheleke elasebela community service, kanti ke ube ngumeya before walapha eMadatiyela, izihlandla zakhe zazibini ekhokhele pha as umeya. Mbukeli ke injalo ke into bese kuphathele yona. Uba ngaba ukasubscribe siyacela khawucofela uqhosha usubscribe ku-Informa kanti ke ungancedisana ne-Informa kaloku ngoba usubscribe nge-R30 njengenyanga nje kuphela ngenyanga 30 rand ukuze sikwazi into yokubana sikuphathele more indaba njengoba echilo umntaka Mbedla sikuphathele information siku-entertain sikwenzele yonke loo nto. Thank you.